Not
Members, good afternoon. It's the appointed time of the House Committee. We have a quorum. I call the meeting to order. Item number 1, matters arising. The Chief Secretary said that the signing ceremony of the Convention on the Establishment of the International Organization for Mediation had been successfully concluded in Hong Kong last week. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Wang Yi, and 33 countries from Asia, Africa, Latin America, and Europe had jointly signed the convention. In addition, more than 50 countries and nearly 20 international organizations, including the UN, had sent senior representatives to witness the ceremony. The CS thanked members for your support in the preparation of the IOM in relation to the funding allocation to convert the former Wan Chai police station and the creation of time-limited supernumerary posts in the Department of Justice. The establishment of the IOM reflected the edge Hong Kong had on international mediation. It further promoted international exchange and cooperation. The CS also said that he was very glad to learn in the CE's interactive exchange session last week that members supported and recognized the work of the government in promoting Hong Kong's work and status in international mediation and in building Hong Kong into the international legal and dispute resolution services center in the Asia-Pacific region. The government will continue its work. The other matter is Air Navigation Hong Kong Order 1995, Amendment of Schedule 16 Order 2025, and Dangerous Goods Consignment by Air Safety Regulation Amendment of Schedule Order 2025. Last time in the meeting, 4 members indicated that they would like to set up a subcommittee to look into the subsidiary legislation. Subsequently, these members indicated that they would like to withdraw their indication. The relevant letter has been circulated to members. If members agree that there is no need to set up a subcommittee, let me remind members that in relation to the subsidiaries legislation, the deadline for amendment is the council meeting of the 25th of June. Item 2, Legal Service Division Report on Subsidiary Legislation and Non-Legislative Instrument. There are 4 items of subsidiary legislation and 1 item of non-legislative instrument. Subsidiary legislation and non-legislative instrument gazetted on the 30th of May 2025. Paper number LS 53 of 2025. Legal advisor, please. Thank you. First, I will report LN 112. This notice is to announce the new boundaries of the new Yamate Public Cargo Working Area. According to the administration, the effect of this legal notice is to enable the construction of a pedestrian walkway to link the West Kowloon Cultural District and the Tai Kwok Tsui Harbour Front. This will come into effect on the 1st of September this year. We have not identified any legal or drafting difficulties. LN 112, members, would you like to set up a subcommittee? If so, please raise your hands. Legal advisor, please. The next one is LN 113. This is to amend the Chinese permanent cemeteries rules to introduce family extendable niches, family gardens, shorten reversion of vacant slots and niches, to empower the board to dispose of ashes from mass exhumation, and to provide for new fees as well as to increase a number of existing fees. Please refer to paragraph 5. In May this year, the panel on Home Affairs, Culture and Sports was consulted. Members in general supported the proposal. They've expressed concerns on a number of issues, including the allocation of niches. This will come into operation on the 1st of August. We have not identified any legal or drafting difficulties. That's in relation to LM 113. Members, would you like to set up a subcommittee to look into this piece of subsidiary legislation? If so, please raise your hands. No, please continue. Next is LN 114. This aims to amend Schedule 3 of Mercury Control Ordinance to add 16 substances to give effect to the latest update by an international convention so that these substances will be regulated gradually. Please refer to paragraph 10. In February this year, the panel on environmental affairs was consulted. Members supported the proposal and discussed a number of issues. Part 2 of this notice, that is the addition of 8 substances, will come into operation on the 31st of December. Part 3, the addition of another 8 substances, will come into operation on the date to be appointed by the SEE. We have not identified any legal or drafting issues. That's my report. Thank you. Members, would you like to set up a subcommittee to look into LN 114? If so, please raise your hands. Please continue. Next is LN 115. This is to amend the smoking public health designation of numbers no smoking areas notice. It's in relation to the schedule to change the representation of public transport interchange, as well as to add 10 new public transportation facilities so that there will be non-smoking areas. This notice will come into operation on the 31st of August 2025. We have not identified any legal or drafting difficulties. This is also to repeal 4 public transport facilities as no smoking areas. Members, would you like to set up a subcommittee? If so, please raise your hands. Please continue. Next is a non-legislative instrument. This is made by the SEE under Air Pollution Control Ordinance. This is the 10th Technical Memorandum. This is in relation to 4 power plants and possible new electricity works. Starting from 2030, the amount of emission allowances for free specified pollutants will be specified. This is to further reduce the amount of reduction. Please refer to paragraphs 18 to 21. This is not a legislative instrument. However, under the relevant ordinance, the technical memorandum will follow a similar mechanism to the negative vetting. We have consulted the Environmental Affairs panel in April this year. Members in general supported the tightening of these allowances. They've also discussed a number of issues. We have not identified any legal or drafting difficulties in relation to this notice. Members, would you like to set up a subcommittee in relation to this technical memorandum? If so, please raise your hands. If not, let me remind members that in relation to the 4 pieces of subsidiary legislation and the technical memorandum, the deadline for making amendment is the council meeting on the 2nd of July. Item 3. Business for the council meeting of the 11th of June 2025, that is next Wednesday. This is the latest agenda. We have first questions and then 3 government bills for resumption of second reading debate, namely Buildings Energy Efficiency Amendment Bill 2025, Housing Amendment Bill 2025, and the Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2025. There are 2 members' motions with no legislative effect. They are one from Dr. David Lam on comprehensively promoting healthcare financing reform and making optimum use of public and private healthcare resources, and one from Mr. Sunny Tan on stimulating the vigorous development of Hong Kong's SMEs with new quality productive forces and actively dovetailing with the country's high-quality going global strategy. In addition to this, there is also a report on 13 of 2025 of the House Committee on Consideration of Subsidiary Legislation and Other Instruments. It will be laid on the table of the Council. This report sets out 7 items of subsidiary legislation, of which the period of amendment expires at that Council meeting. Members have not indicated that they would like to speak. Next, business for the Council meeting on the 18th of June 2025. Questions. The list of members who have been allocated questions slots has been uploaded on the website. B. Government bill, first reading and second reading debate to be adjourned. We have not received any notice. C. Government bill. Proposed resolution under Section 25 of the Fire Services Ordinance to be moved by the Secretary for Security. This is paper number LS 54 of 2025. We'll now hear from the legal advisor. Thank you. This is to seek the legislative endorsement to approve the Fire Services Registered Fire Engineers Regulation under the ordinance. There was a passage of the amendment ordinance in 2017. The aim is to empower the Chief Executive in Council to establish a scheme for registered fire engineers to conduct fire safety risk assessment and certification of compliance with fire safety requirements for certain premises. In addition, there is also provisions in relation to the regulation of these engineers. This is a new regulation to give effect to the scheme. This is in relation to the registration and qualification criteria of these engineers, duties, offences, disciplinary procedures, appeals, as well as registration committee. For details, please refer to paragraphs 3 to 10. On two occasions, the panel on security was briefed, that is in July 2017 and February 2025. Members expressed their support. If passed, a majority of the provisions will come into operation on the date when Section 5 of the Amendment Ordinance comes into operation. The rest will come into operation on the date to be appointed by the Secretary for Security. We are scrutinizing the legal drafting aspects of the regulation. This regulation seeks to implement a new regulatory regime for registered fire engineers. Members may want to set up a subcommittee to scrutinize it in detail. Members, would you like to set up a subcommittee to look into it? If so, please raise your hands. Mr. Lo Wai Kwok, Mr. Benson Look, and Mr. Tony Jie. We have more than 3 members. I ask the clerk to circulate the relevant papers. As per convention and under the arrangement agreed by the administration, usually the House Committee will ask the administration to withdraw the notice for the motion so that the subcommittee will have sufficient time to scrutinize the resolution. Next is members' motions. One from Mr. Adrian Ho, a motion on boosting the local consumption market to inject impetus into economic development. It was supposed to be debated in the last council meeting. It's now carried forward. The next one is from Mr. Ma Fong Kwok on keeping pace with the times and updating cultural policy. The wording of the motion has been uploaded. Members, if you would like to make any amendments, the deadline for giving notice is the 11th of June. The next anti-chamber exchange session will take place between 9 and 10:30 on the 25th of June, next Wednesday. This session will be led by the Deputy Secretary for Justice. Under the enhanced arrangement, there will be 2 group discussions, one by the Economic Development panel and the other one is Information Technology and Broadcasting panel. Members, please make time for it. Reports of Bills Committees and Subcommittees. There are 2. 1. Report of the Bills Committee on Employment Amendment Bill 2025. I asked Mrs. Regina Ip, the chairperson of the Bills Committee, to speak. Thank you, Chairman. The bill seeks to revise the working hours threshold of the continuous contract requirement under the Employment Ordinance to lower the weekly working hours threshold from 18 hours to 17 hours and provide an alternative of using the total working hours in 4 weeks as a counting unit, in that if the total working hours of that week and the 3 weeks before that week reaches 68 hours, a week with less than 17 working hours will be counted towards a continuous employment period. This is called the new rule. The bill also provides for transitional arrangements. The Bills Committee has held 1 meeting. Members in general supported the bill. During the scrutiny, members have expressed a concern that under the new rule, some employers might devise certain work arrangements for their employees to circumvent the provision of additional protection and benefits. They have suggested to the administration that a mechanism be set up to prevent circumvention and that a review on the requirements under continuous contract be conducted at the right time. Some members pointed out that the new rule would put pressure on the business operation of employers. The impact on micro and SMEs would be particularly obvious. They have suggested that the administration monitor the operation of these enterprises in the 6 months after the implementation of the new rule and provide support to them. Members have also suggested that the administration arrange for the distribution of information leaflets at workplace of elementary workers, work with district women's groups to help grassroots women understand the new rule. The Bills Committee has completed the scrutiny of the bill. Neither the administration nor the committee will move amendments to the bill. The administration plans to resume the second reading debate at the council meeting of the 18th of June. The Bills Committee does not object to it. Details of the deliberations are set out in the report. The House Committee is asked to note it. Thank you. If there are no other views, this bill will resume second reading debate at the council meeting on the 18th of June. Members, the deadline for giving notice for amendment is Monday, the 9th of June. The second report of the Bills Committee on Post-Secondary Colleges Amendment Bill 2025. I now ask Mr. Jeffrey Lam, the chairperson, to speak. Chairman, the Post-Secondary Colleges Amendment Bill 2025 seeks to amend the Post-Secondary Colleges Ordinance Cap 320 to reform the regulatory regime of the self-financing post-secondary education sector, relax restrictions, and provide for a unified regulatory framework to promote steady development of the sector. The Bills Committee has held 4 meetings with the administration and has invited the public for written submission. Members in general supported the bill. They've asked the administration to assist the colleges in meeting the requirements under the newly amended Cap 320. The administration has undertaken to stay in communication with the colleges and formulate guidelines to ensure a smooth transition. The administration has accepted the suggestions of the legal advisor and members and will move various amendments, including the additional provisions to empower the Secretary for Education to give directions to the Permanent Secretary or an authorized person with respect to the performance of a function under Cap 320 so as to clarify the powers and duties of the Secretary. The Bills Committee has completed the scrutiny of the bill and supports the administration's proposal to resume the second reading debate of the bill at the council meeting of the 25th of June. The Bills Committee will not move any amendments. Details of the deliberation of the Bills Committee can be found in the report. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lam. If members don't have any other views, this bill will resume second reading debate at the council meeting on the 25th of June. Members, the deadline for giving notice for amendment is the 16th of June, which is a Monday.
Position on bills committees and subcommittees. As at Thursday, the 5th of June, there are in action 11 bills committees, 9 subcommittees under the House Committee, and 3 subcommittees on policy issues under panels. On the waiting list, there are 4 subcommittees on policy issues. Members, please note that among the 10 subcommittees on policy issues that are in action, the subcommittee on matters relating to railways has got the approval to work till the end of this legislative term. The other 9 subcommittees will have their work period expire by the middle of this month. There are only about 4 months left until the end of this legislative term. So the House Committee should focus its resources on dealing with bills and subsidiary legislations that have legislative effect. If we all agree, the 4 subcommittees on policy issues, which are now on the waiting list, will not begin their work. There being no other business, meeting adjourned. Thank you.